The relationship between fascism and football would start in Italy. On October the 28th, 1922, Italy's fascist party came to power. Within 3 years, Benito Mussolini had established Europe's first fascist dictatorship. Mussolini masterminded the rebirth of Italian power. Drawing on the imagery of the Roman Empire, his new Italians would once again take on the world.
Questo aneddoto, chiamiamolo così, che riguarda proprio Mussolini, cioè il fatto che Mussolini doveva propagandare l'immagine dell'italiano nuovo, quindi coraggioso, prestante nel fisico, vigoroso, sportivo. Però fra tante immagini che ci vengono in mente, che tutti quanti conosciamo, Mussolini a torso nudo che scia al Terminillo, e poi va in aereo, guida le macchine, va a cavallo e fa lo schermidore, anche nuota, però con la palla al piede che gioca a calcio, no.
Mussolini didn't like football himself, but as a former newspaper editor, he was acutely aware of the power of propaganda in shaping public opinion. He recognized that as the sport of the masses, he could use football to gain the support of a nation that he'd brutally coerced into fascism.
Opportunity. Opportunity is the main word to explain the reason why this wedding between fascism and football worked well, particularly in the case of Italy. The government needed popular support, and popular support in Italy was there in football.
Hubert Gradella, goalkeeper for Rome's Lazio team, remembers the change of mood that swept across the country.
Era tutto uno spirito diverso. Tutti si proveniva di quelle gioventù fascista. C'era un indottrinamento che era diverso di quello che è adesso. Eravamo inquadrati, avevamo una mentalità. Lo sport per noi allora era quello che più ultra poteva esserci. Che sentivo all'estero l'inno della patria, era una cosa diversa, ti emozionavi.
Mussolini was handed the perfect opportunity to exploit the emotional appeal of football when the second World Cup tournament was held in Italy in 1934.
Before the game commences, the great Italian crowd roars a welcome to Signor Mussolini.
It was held in Italy and organised by Italy, and therefore it offered an opportunity to show people what Italy was doing. It didn't just, in that famous phrase, make the trains run on time, but also that they could organise a good World Cup and organise also a victory for the Italian team.
Mussolini took full control over the organisation of the 1934 World Cup. He was determined to turn it to Italy's advantage at every opportunity. As if to confirm his authority over the tournament and to symbolise his own importance, Mussolini even created a special trophy to be presented to the winning team. He would do everything in his power to ensure that it remained in fascist Italy.
What is very peculiar is the megalomaniac image of Mussolini. And the fantastic symbol for it is the Coppa del Duce, which is about 6 times as big as the World Cup itself. So after the World Cup, Jules Rimet, the chairman of FIFA, writes in his daily correspondence with his general secretary, well, I have the impression it's not FIFA really that did the World Cup, so it's Mussolini himself that organized it. The Duce and the nation represented as one, and for the iconography is absolutely crucial.
Not content with home advantage, Mussolini dictated which referees would officiate at each match. This would prove decisive in his quest for victory. Italy beat the United States 7-1 in the first round, but were taken to a replay by a strong Spanish team in the quarter-finals. The behaviour of the referees immediately aroused suspicions of corruption after a series of contentious decisions in favour of Italy ensured they won the replay 1-0. Mussolini's intervention was working to perfection. The performance of the referees in both games against Spain was considered to be of such a poor standard by their home countries that they were suspended from duty when they returned from Italy. With Italy now through to the semi-finals, the nation was elated. Everything Mussolini had hoped for was being achieved.
Propaganda in football works because everybody can see that when I say I'm the winner, it is true, I win. I'm not telling lies.
But Italy's opponents in the semi-final threatened to upset Mussolini's plans. The Austrian team, the pre-tournament favourites, were renowned for their stylish play and prodigious talent. Their star player, Matthias Schindler, was one of the best centre-forwards in the world. Torrential rain had turned the Milan pitch into a quagmire, undermining the Austrian team's incisive passing game. But the Austrians had to fight against more than the rain and a determined Italian team. Mussolini's choice of referee for the semi-final was a young Swede, Ivan Eklund. Allegations persist that they had dinner the night before the game to talk over tactics. Joseph Bichan played for the Austrian team in that match. Until his death in 2001, he was convinced the game had been fixed.
Před tím zápasem, co jsme hráli s Itálií, a tak pozval Mussolini, který tenkrát byl někdo, jo, ten pozval toho švédského rozhodčího, víte, aby nám to pískal. Tak on to taky pískal a pochopitelně, a podle Hugo Meisel, který to už věděl předem, že byl podplacený, no a proti nám pískal velmi, velmi špatně ve prospěch Itálie.
Eklund turned a blind eye to the Italian team's aggressive, win-at-all-costs strategy, evident throughout the tournament. But this wasn't the only help he gave the Italians.
No, ale on někdy hrál i s ním a já když třeba spas, jo, já hrál pravou spojku na to křídlo pravý našeho, víte. No a tam běžel ten čížek nějaký, víte, tak ten rozhodčího hlavou hrál zpátky, si představte. A hrálo se klidně dál. No strašně k neuvěření vůbec, jo, to je k neuvěření.
Italy won 1-0 courtesy of another contentious goal that many people believed was offside, and more corrupt decisions from Mussolini's chosen referee. Italy were now through to the final. The new national stadium of the fascist party in Rome was said to be the scene of Mussolini's greatest propaganda triumph.
Stadiums are places where you can show an idea of unity, and dictators, especially with Mussolini, Hitler, have been fascinated by stadiums and full stadiums. And probably that's the reason why football acquired such a high importance, because football fills stadium.
Cheered on by the whole of Italy, the only thing that stood in Mussolini's way was a talented but relatively inexperienced Czechoslovakian team. Mussolini again insisted that Eklund, who had refereed the semi-final so clearly in Italy's favour, would referee the final itself, a situation that has never been repeated in any World Cup. Before the match, Eklund was even invited to the VIP box to meet Il Duce once again. Miloslav Jenšík, a Czech journalist, has spent the past 20 years investigating the corruption of the 1934 World Cup. For him, Mussolini's meeting with the referee was a defining moment for the morale of the Czechoslovakian team.
Asi by nějak, pokud vůbec, tak z ceremoniálu by asi vyplývalo pozvat si vedoucí obou týmů, možná s nimi rozhodčího, ale to samotné pozvání toho rozhodčího na naše hráče, když se o tom dozvěděli, působilo jako ledová sprcha a říkali, že prostě si to neuměli vysvětlit a že to jenom potvrzovalo jejich nejčernější obavy, protože věděli dobře, co se dělo v semifinálovém utkání Itálie-Rakousko.
The Czech team knew from the start they would have the Italian team, the crowd, and most important of all, the referee against them. Throughout the game, the Italians' aggressive style of play again went unpunished. Italy won 2-1 and were proclaimed world champions. The Italians' win in Rome did more than anything else to cement the popularity of Il Duce.
Erano le manifestazioni sportive delle vere e proprie liturgie, perché effettivamente quella che viene soprattutto curata è l'immagine, quindi come si poteva esaltare il periodo storico, un avvenimento, una manifestazione anche attraverso quello che era un vero e proprio rituale. Il fascismo a un certo punto diventa una religione laica, quindi ecco lo spettacolo sportivo che diventa anche uno strumento politico poderoso.
For the Italian people to celebrate victory was to celebrate fascism.
Já si myslím, že aspoň ze známých ohlasů z té doby, já si myslím, že to italské vítězství ve finále nebo na celém světovém šampionátu v podstatě bylo obdobou toho, co se podařilo Hitlerovi, k čemu se podařilo Hitlerovi zneužít olympijských her v roce 1936 v Berlíně, totiž jednoznačně k propagaci fašistického státu, fašistického režimu.